You work hard, you make decent income, but somehow at the end of the month, you're still asking yourself, where did all my money go? The thing is you're not being reckless, you're not living super large. So why does it feel like you have nothing to show for it? If this sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone and you are doing nothing wrong. I want to talk about this today because I've been there. I've absolutely been there. So, my name is Cindy, and I am a money confidence coach, and I help women who feel behind despite earning a good income to build confidence and create the relationship with money that they are actually proud of. If you have ever found yourself thinking, I should be further along by now, or felt embarrassed that money still stresses you out, this conversation is definitely for you because I have definitely been there. I was earning a solid income, but I still felt broke. I felt overwhelmed, and I even felt ashamed at times because I just didn't understand what was going on. So, what I had to eventually realize is that it wasn't my paycheck. It was my relationship with money. And when I shifted that, everything started to change. That's what I want for you too. I want you to be able to have that shift as well. So let's talk about three common reasons why you might still feel broke, even though your income says you shouldn't. So let's start with the first one. The first one is you're not clear on where your money is going. You're not overspending, but you're just not fully aware of where it's going. Those quick Target runs or the Amazon cart orders, or maybe after a long day, you're going and grabbing some takeout because it's just a little bit easier. These things add up. Let's just be honest about it. It's not just about the dollars, but it's about the frustration when you look at your balance and you think, seriously, I did this to myself again. It just all adds up. So this can be a really big area that you can find yourself chipping away at that income. The second one that we often don't think about is our paycheck and our bills/expenses don't line up. Timing matters in this case. So when you think about it and you're doing really well, and all of a sudden your bills start hitting, and you are another week away from that second paycheck because you were heavy loaded in the expenses. And then you're just feeling like you're behind because you're waiting for the next paycheck to come in. So, this cash flow mismatch can really create a lot of stress. And even though on paper your income looks good, your expenses are chipping away faster and you're playing constant catch up. The third thing that you may be experiencing is your beliefs are blocking you. I know a lot of people talk about this, but I cannot stress how true this can be. Because if you are constantly thinking, I should be better at this, or it shouldn't be this hard, or I don't deserve to spend until I fix my finances. You're seeing all of this negative self-talk to yourself because you just haven't found a system that works for you. So you haven't been able to shift those beliefs. These kinds of thoughts is what keeps you broke, what keeps you anxious, what keeps you defeated, even when your bank account doesn't. So I want to challenge you to do a 7-day tracking of your spending, just 7 days. Not a month, just 7 days. What I want you to do in that 7 days is I want you to not judge yourself, but just take notice. I want you to look at where your money is going and just use that as information and awareness. The goal here is not to create restriction. It's just to build awareness. This is that first step where you start to shift your habits and your confidence. Because when you start to learn where your money is going, you can make adjustments to that. So, super important. So, let me know. Are you willing to take the challenge? Let me know in the comments. So, I want to talk about some of the questions that I often get, but I want to know first and foremost if either of these sound familiar for you. So let me know in the comments if they do. Have you ever looked at your income and thought, this should be enough? So why isn't it working? Let me know in the comments. Is that something that you've said to yourself or you've thought? Also, what's one area where you are feeling stuck or uncertain when it comes to money? Let me know in the comments what that is for you, because I'd love to be able to offer a personalized tip to help you navigate that. So let me jump into two questions that I hear a lot, and maybe you've even asked this of yourself, but I want to stress that these are common questions that come up because we oftentimes don't really understand why these things are happening. So the first one is, why do I feel stuck even though I'm earning more than I used to? I have asked myself this question multiple times as I've gone through my journey. And the answer is because income alone doesn't create clarity and confidence. Like, income is great, but if your money systems haven't changed or your belief systems haven't changed, money is still rooted in that stress, guilt, and avoidance, then it doesn't matter how much you make. You still feel stuck. Earning more often just amplifies what's already happening. I'm going to say that one more time. Earning more often amplifies what's already happening. So if you are overwhelmed, it just adds pressure. If you're not clear on where your money is going, it disappears faster. And that I can tell you is real because it happened to me and my husband. So, what gets you unstuck isn't more money, it's aligning how you use it and what matters to you most, and having a system that supports that. And while, yes, there may be times where you need more money to survive, yes, absolutely. But there are things that you can do within where you're at the moment. So, make that shift. The second question that I hear a lot is around budgets. Why does budgeting never seem to stick for me? This is when I hear more times than not, it's even when I've said to myself, because I was like, I am not a budget girly. I am today. I used to not be. And the reason is because most budgets are built around shame and restriction and someone else's rules, not your life. If you have been taught that budgeting means cutting out everything that's fun or tracking every dollar down to the penny, of course it's not going to stick. Who wants to live that way? Nobody. A real sustainable budget needs to feel like a tool, needs to not be a punishment. It should be about giving you freedom and not controlling you. This is something that you create for you. And the reason it's not sticking is because of the fact that you don't have a system that works for you. There is no one size fits all when it comes to budgeting, just like there's no one size fits all when it comes to your money journey. It is very personal. So you have to find a system that works. When we start to shift our focus from the deprivation to intentional spending and that future focused planning, budgeting becomes something that you can trust, not avoid. So let me know if either of those questions really resonated for you and Did that spark anything in you that you're like, huh, I need to look at that a little differently? So I would encourage you that if you are tired of feeling behind, even though you make good money, and you're ready for more confident and in control feelings, I do offer a 20-minute money momentum session. This is free for you to take advantage of, and it's to help you get clear on what's keeping you stuck, but helping you to explore what is the next step to move forward. I love being able to offer this to women because a lot of times we might know, but we just don't know what the next step is to take. So if you want to get in on that, there is a link in the description to book that, and I would love to hear your story. So if this has helped you feel a little bit more seen and supported, be sure to subscribe and share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear them. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. And until next time, take care of you and your money.